Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Reality Realness with 3 S's. I am your host here, Chantele Francis. Here with my lovely co-host, we have...
Michelle, hello.
Hi, Michelle. Sorry that we're here a day late, but we are here to discuss one of our favorite shows. And this is probably one of the best seasons ever. It is Real World versus Road Rules, The Challenge, The Duel, Season 13, Episode 10 or 11 and 12. Now, if this is your first time on Reality Realness, well, absolutely. Welcome. Please make sure you subscribe right down below because right now we are on our mission to get to 1,000 subscribers. We've been chatting with a lot of you in the chats live on each live stream, and we've been finding that people want to talk to some of these, evictees or these dumped islanders. And so I want to have a little bit of clout to go and approach these evicted house guests or whatnot and have them come and chat with you guys. So once we get to 1,000, that is what I'm going to start doing, getting the real awesome interviews. So isn't that exciting, Michelle? Would you be excited?
It's so exciting!
Who would you want me to go and approach to talk to? We'll say in the challenge world.
I would love to have a chat with TJ, I think.
Ooh.
I just feel like he's been the host for so long and he's gotten trollier and more self-aware as the seasons have gone on. And I just feel like it would be hilarious to get some little details behind the scenes from him.
Do you think that he would actually, I feel like he might have a bit of an ego now though. Do you think he would actually come on?
I mean, he's been on other people's podcasts. I don't know. Maybe.
I mean, I'll approach.
TJ.
I'll probably make them like a really cool pitch proposal or whatever, you know what I mean, to try to just get them to say yes. Because what do they care? They, at the same time that they may have an ego, they also like people talking about them. So
exactly,
that would balance out. Who would I want to talk to?
Yeah.
I mean, TJ's pretty good. I might even be nervous. Would I be nervous? I might be.
I'd be nervous no matter who it was.
Who do I like? Maybe CT. I mean, maybe it's just because this episode was all about CT. And so maybe I'd like to talk. Well, he probably wouldn't want to talk about DM.
Yeah, he definitely.
I would go to some train wreck city. So like a Jemmy.
You know what I mean? She'd be really fun to talk shit with. She's in the know. Even Marie, honestly, I feel like chatting with them, it would be hilarious.
What if I had Devin and Marie on together or something?
Oh God. Or even Ashley Mitchell.
I don't know if she would. She might be too but yeah, I might ask though.
Yeah.
You wouldn't want to see your love interest, your
Wes? Sorry, which one?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think that, I don't know if he would or not. But I wouldn't want it to ruin the illusion of how I see him.
How do you see him and what could he do to ruin it?
I don't know. I'm not sure. For example, watching The Duel back, these are the great days of Wes. And he's a genuine competitor, but he's also smart. But nowadays, I don't know that I agree with all his views necessarily. All that stuff with D that went down was kind of whack and on his end a little bit. And so I don't know. I just don't know for sure. So I wouldn't want to risk it.
I might want to also talk to Cheyenne about
Cheyenne, that'd be great. I love her.
What's really going on? Do you actually like Taylor?
She's just chill, I think.
No, I know she's chill. I think I like her. And I saw in a post, I think it was on the Challenge T, where she's the best thing that came out of the challenge for me was Ryder. And I think that that's really beautiful. Obviously, she has a beautiful daughter. It's improved definitely her relationship with Corey. And so I definitely like that all that came out of the challenge. I think that's pretty cool. Anybody else I want to talk to? I mean, I would talk to any of them, obviously.
I think Anissa would be fun.
Anissa would be fun. She might give tea. She doesn't really hold back.
Yeah.
Oh my God, imagine like I could do like a weekly thing of like spilling the tea with challenge tea people.
That'd be a dream.
A dream. Okay, so that's going to happen at 1,000 subscribers. I'm going to start to get the interviews. So me, Michelle, and Wes can break something down, break down an episode, break down a season, whatever it is. So fun. So this episode 11 of the challenge, The Duel, it kind of starts off with, Brad talking about who's going to go home rich and kind of speculating as to how things are going to go down. And I don't know, I can't really remember how I felt about Brad at this time, because like, how did you, like, we talked about it a little bit, but how do you feel about him?
I mean,
were you rooting
in this particular instance, like, I want him more than Big Easy because I never liked Big Easy. But I mean, I didn't really care for Brad. For me, Brad was always just sort of like, I don't think you necessarily deserve to be in the end as much as, like, in my opinion, Evan and CT. But, like, you're still pretty strong, and, he's a good competitor. So, I don't know. I always felt medium about him, and then I started feeling worse about him.
Realizing that, like, I just didn't care that much about him. And like you're saying, like, I just liked other people a lot better, or a lot more, as seemingly neutral to him. I definitely disliked him after him not following through with standing up for Anissa, the episode, or the, couple's episode.
Yeah.
I didn't like that side of him. And now seeing him, like, years later with Brittany, I don't like that side of him. So maybe I actually just never liked Brad. Maybe.
Yeah. I mean, there's not much to like about him.
I might have thought he was maybe a little bit cute.
Yeah, he was cute this time.
He does say something, though, that I think is relatively controversial, is that he wants to go up against somebody that he's friends with, because he'd rather that person's, like, stay and win, as opposed to, like, someone that he dislikes to beat him and stay and win. What do you think about that strategy?
Is that what Brad said?
Yeah. He said he'd lose to people he was friends with.
I kind of, you know what? I must have been confused, because I sort of took it as like, oh, he's not going to throw in Big Easy. Like, I thought he said something along the lines of like, oh, I got to stick with my people for now. But maybe I was mistaken. I don't know if I agree with that strategy. I think it's just an ego in the way, because if you were to win against a friend, like, okay, or lose against a friend, it's easier, I guess. But it's like, just if you take your ego out of it, just win or lose. And it's more satisfying to win against an enemy.
Absolutely. And I think you also have, like, the fire, you don't necessarily want to, like, really hurt your friend.
Yeah.
And really take your friend out. So I think that it would be a little less heart, we'll say, and like passion and, like, drive to win it.
Yeah.
If it's against a friend. So I think I agree with you. I think that he was only saying that, if I've interpreted it correctly, that he's only saying that because he didn't want to go against somebody stronger than him and lose. He doesn't want to lose to somebody that's not his friend, is basically what he's saying.
Yeah.
Doesn't want to lose to Big Easy. But Eric thinks that Brad is a genuine guy. So
yeah, in that moment I was like, okay, he's saying that, like, he can trust Brad. Obviously this is like a preface to what happens, but it was so weird to have that moment, because it's like, okay, so you're probably not going to pick him. Like, at that moment I was like, okay, if Big Easy ends up at the bottom, like Evans and Wes are planning, I feel like he'll probably choose Wes to go against.
Oh, you thought he'd choose Wes, huh?
Yeah, and I didn't remember what happened. So I was like, oh, if it's him in the bottom and he doesn't win, if like Wes doesn't win first place, he'll probably put up go against Wes, because he thinks he can beat him and he's not, like, friends with him at all, really. So
I did not think that he was ever going to put up CT. Like, you know what I mean?
No.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, with them in master plan, I was like, I mean, I really just don't see him putting up CT at all.
No, because obviously, like, that's the thing about Easy, is that he just plays scared every single time and rests on his laurels, like, literally the whole time, always. and he puts in mild effort compared to some of the others. Like, you see how much Evan in this episode, there were so many clips of him being like, things are getting real, like, like scheming, planning, got to do well this week, blah, blah, blah. Like, he's really passionate about the game.
And he's aware about what might happen. Like, he's aware that, like, okay, I could be thrown in. Like, it's kind of like win, do or die, win. And it's not like, oh, who am I going to go up against because I'm probably going to lose and then be voted into the duel. Like,
exactly.
Yeah, definitely.
So I never thought he would pick CT, but I thought he would probably pick Wes.
I didn't know who I thought for sure he would pick, but I definitely was like, CT. Like, I feel like everybody else looks weaker or smaller than, CT seems just like, he seems crazy. Like, I'd be scared that he would just like go turbo on them and like just take him out. So I think he's too much of a loose cannon to have wanted to go against him. So I thought it was a premature plan. So it's the beginning of our favorite moments in the challenge history. And, we see DM and CT kind of sitting, cuddling with each other, and they're talking about how she wants a cute first kiss. And, he kind of wants one now, and she has a rule to kiss not after 3 weeks. And, he's kind of talking about like, oh, where would this happen, whatnot. And she's like, well, we can't plan it. A, what do you think about this whole scene? Obviously, we're both like smiling. We loved it. And B, do you have any first kiss rules?
Yeah, I love this scene. I loved this episode for their romance. It's so nostalgic and innocent and real for what it was. And it's so cute.
So cute.
I've never had a specific rule, but I don't know, it wouldn't be 3 weeks though.
I don't know if I've ever waited 3 weeks. I feel like I've kissed everybody on a first date. I feel like, do you want to waste your time? But I mean, I understand the sentiment behind it. Like, if you've never met anybody before and you're kind of meeting someone like cold, like allowing the interest and like the desire to build, and I think that it's quite honorable to 3 weeks to kiss for the first time. So it was really sweet, and I was smiling the whole time watching it, and I was like, oh, I want a young love romance right now. Like, seriously, where is it? I'll wait 3 weeks. Come on. So this is when Evan and Wes did concoct their plan, but we have already kind of talked about how the plan is a little bit far-fetched. I didn't think it was going to happen. So the competition that they were having, it's called they say Step It Up on the T-Mobile Sidekick, and it is stacking stairs. I remember watching this competition. Like, I remember like being on the edge of my seat. I didn't feel the same way, obviously, this time around, but like, I remember I was very nervous when I was watching it the first time.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, you have to make a staircase with like crates.
Yeah.
And then attached to some sort of harness thing. They have to run up to the top of it, grab a flag in the shortest amount of time. So Evan is paired with Jody. CT and DM are together. Keena and Brad are all together. Is that and Jody and
Lana and Wes.
Well, Jody and Evan. And so those are the people that Anissa go first.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And then the second leg was going to be Anissa and Eric, Svetlana and Wes. And like, did you see how Eric was behind Keena, and then Brad came around and just like basically pushed Eric over to be behind Anissa so he could be with Brad could be with Keena. Were they dating or fooling around at this time?
Not that I know of. I don't know. Do you think Jody and Evan were hooking up? Side note.
I mean, it feels like it. And the reason why I'm saying that about Keena and Brad is that moment. And then at the end of episode 12, he was giving her a little pep talk. You know what I mean? So it just seemed maybe a little bit more than friends.
But like, why aren't they showing us all these other things? Why are they only focusing on the one CTDM thing? Like, I know Wes was with Johanna at this point, so he's not really doing much. Maybe. And Evan, but I'm like, how come they never show whether or not Evan's hooking up with someone? Remember there was that season where he was hooking up with Veronica? but then ended up going against her at some point or whatever. But like they still never even showed that they were hooking up. Like it was sort of this thing.
Maybe it's because of the 20-minute episodes. Maybe because they were like the Johnny Bananas at the time. So maybe they just had it that like they didn't want to show that.
Yeah.
Girlfriends at home.
True.
I don't remember though. If I don't know if anybody's in the chat today, but if you are watching, please just like if you know any old school challenge tea with Evan and or Brad to know if there's anybody that was having little relationships that weren't shown. We would love to hear about it because even old gossip is good gossip. It doesn't have to be current for me to care about it.
Totally.
So basically, Jody and Evan just kill it, and they do it in 5 minutes and 2 seconds. So it's a pretty tough time for the other two teams to beat. Wes makes the jump, but like basically he had all of his blocks a little bit too forward. So they actually did a little bit more work. So if they had just been a little bit better at deciding where they're going to stop putting out the crates, they may have been faster. And so
I agree.
Wes had to like turn around, and when he finally tried to jump and get it, he knocks down basically his entire tower. Anissa goes for the jump, and I just wish this is what's wrong with how I think Anissa does in challenges, is that she just needs to take one more second, just maybe to line it up or to get a little bit more focus, because she had enough height, but it's kind of like she just flails and she doesn't actually, connect.
I agree completely. She's just like hoping for the best, which is, to be honest, probably what I would do, which is not good because like you got to put in that extra focus. Like those are the people that win. Case in point.
And so I think that's also why she's like last pick all the time, because you can't rely on her to focus and connect. She's good with like, obviously, rumble, brawl type things because like, the objective is clear, but anything that takes any precision, it seems like it's a hit or miss with her. And it's kind of like, she's too risky. She's not good enough to be consistent,
Yeah, agreed.
So yeah, Jody and Evan keep their time and they win. And so I don't know, the usual pick-pecking order that it ends up with Svetlana at the end. She chooses Wes, and then that's leaving Eric, who chooses Brad. So I mean, I guess Eric felt that Brad was somebody that he could most easily beat. I can't tell heights here, but he seems quite thin, we'll say.
Yeah. He seems a little bit smaller than Wes at this point. Mm-hmm. So I feel like that's probably why he picked him. He's like, okay, I can hope for one of the like wrestly type ones, which is what they got. But like, I'm assuming Big Easy was like, okay, like if it's a sender, then like he has the same chance as anybody else, probably a low chance of winning actually. But if it's anything else,
Eric,
a Big Easy, yeah, Eric.
He can't pull himself up those ropes.
No. Probably not as quick, at least.
Yeah, no. He'd be really huffing.
So yeah, when he picked Brad, I was like, I guess that makes sense. That he's just being cowardly because it's a classic Big Easy move, in my opinion.
Well, even your girl Svetlana says that she thinks that Eric is a chicken.
Yeah. I like again, Queen Svetlana just like there. Love her. Yeah, so I was like thinking, and then when they picked which game it was, I was like, oh, fuck. But I was like, I know that like Brad, like I was like, I knew the outcome, but I didn't remember what happened in the actual elimination. I was like, is this going to work? So I'm very intrigued.
Me too. I couldn't remember what went on down after this episode. And yeah, I was like, oh, poor Brad, this might not be a great one for you just because Big Easy has probably at least 100 pounds on him. So no, yeah. Like around 100 pounds on him. So that's a lot of weight to be doing pole wrestling.
Exactly.
Yeah. It was, I was worried that it was going to be a painful one to watch. But I didn't really see that competition for whatever reason. Like maybe I was distracted or whatnot, but
it was really like, based on, remember the last time we saw the pole wrestle and they kept telling them to get back on their knees mm-hmm. with Derek and whoever he was against. I don't remember. And so this one, it was literally like Big Easy was just like planking on the ground and doing nothing. And then they had to keep resetting. So it wasn't really like a back and forth real battle like it was with Derek and Wes and everything, you know? So it was kind of disappointing in that way.
Yeah. It wasn't.
And then Brad just had a really good grip. So he knew he had that grip as soon as he got him on his back. It was just like, boom.
To see if they did reverse grip or if they both did it the same way. Did you look? I didn't look.
I don't remember specifically.
Do I have that tab still open? I was like, we could watch that little.
Because they all have different techniques. You're right.
Mm-hmm. And so with Brad though, when Big Easy called him out, he was kind of pissed off about it. But like, you would go against who you thought you were going to beat, regardless of your friendship level. I think at this point, when it's for the money, you know what I mean. It's getting too close to the wire. What would you do? Okay. We've played games together before.
Yeah.
If there was a time where it was going to be either me or you were in the bottom, and you had to pick someone, and you felt that I was the weakest person within our friendship, would you choose not to go against me and maybe risk going against somebody else that might beat you, or would you go against me?
I think that's tough, actually, because I think it would depend on how much stronger I felt that person was than you. If I thought they were like a beast and I was going to get crushed, I would probably pick you. If I just thought, oh, that person seems a little bit stronger, I don't know, then I'd probably be more likely to pick them anyway and just like be like, okay, I'll still have a chance and get myself up. It would only be if they were like a CT.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't want to die. Like,
I think I'd choose the same way. Just because, but I also think though, when it's for the money, like, I don't know how close Big Easy and Brad are actually in their friendship. And so if I was saying like it was like the first time I'm meeting them and like we developed a good friendship, I may care less than if we've had a few seasons together. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
And you know what? I'm lying. I would think that I would just want to go for the money and I'd make the strategic move, but no, I'm too loyal. I don't think that I would.
I don't think there's any way you would go against your person.
No, I don't think I would. I'm trying to think. I'm like, don't you think that you would go against the person that you could beat?
You never would.
And I'm like,
you're too loyal, man. You're too loyal.
I thought I'd be more of a challenge, like, got my mind in the game, here for the money, but no, I don't think I would at all. So Brad ends up winning the pole wrestling and an Xbox 360. Shout out to Tanya. And so CT, wait, what happens here? Eric wants to see Brad. Yeah, so Eric wants to see Brad take the money. He said something like, you want to see the person that takes you out do well and win. Is that a thing?
He was saying if you're going to lose, you want to lose to a friend and someone that you respect. And obviously you want that person to win, I think is what he was saying. Which, I mean, it validates you if you're like, okay, I lost in an elimination to this person, but they went on to win the whole fucking thing. Like, they were obviously the strongest person. It kind of like validates your loss a little bit. So,
what's his name? TJ was like saying to Eric, he's like, I know you have a lot of anger in you right now, whatever. Because like he wasn't really speaking, but TJ was like, but we're gonna see you again later, like trying to like get him to like.
I felt like it was hard for TJ to say you've been a great competitor. There was like a millisecond of a pause, and I was like, yeah, he's never been a great competitor. And also, why is he allowed to have a moment and say nothing? But anytime a female's upset and gets eliminated, it's, how do you feel right now? Like, just like, why does, like, I don't know. Why are you so mad? You chose to go against Brad. This should have been an easy win for you.
I mean, I don't think he would have probably beat anybody now seeing with his performance.
Now seeing the performance, I think even Derek would have beat him.
Derek would have for sure. Derek is too scrappy. He's low body mass. Like, he would have ripped that out of his hands in a second.
Yeah, agreed.
Like, I think that he would actually have a harder beat. Like, it would be worse. You know what I mean? Like, Derek would do a better job than Brad did in that one, I think.
Yeah, I agree.
Derek is like kind of nuts. So I thought the episode was over. It's the end of the challenge, and they do a new scene, and you see DM outside by the famous outlook. What do we call it? Like the rocks? Where were they? On a hill? Yes, the cliffs. And CT kind of follows her out there and they start talking. Maybe you describe the scene because this is one of your favorites.
I've seen it so many times. It's like imprinted in my mind. So like no kiss will ever be good enough. And it's just the whole setup. They're chatting there. He's describing in the diary room of like, I was just telling her about how I don't want her to hide from me and like all this stuff. And then she takes off her wig thing and her head wrap. And then like they kiss and he lifts her up. And then it shows her and she's talking and she didn't know everybody was watching and she's so giddy about it. And then she's like, it's the best kiss in the whole world ever. And I just literally wanted to break down.
I remember when I originally saw that scene, I cried hysterically.
Yeah.
It was such a beautiful, real moment. It was like the taking off the headscarf and he could really see her. And then
this is what reality TV, like, this is the emotion, the real emotional part of reality TV, the real passion and investment. It's not like stupid, like drama that is just whatever. Like, it's like this real story and connection and thing that we root for.
That's exactly it. And people are always like, oh, why do you like reality TV? And it's like, I like seeing a real human connection. Oh, it's scripted. I'm like, I don't care if it's scripted-ish or people kind of maybe put scenarios together. Fine. It could be kind of annoying. Like The Hills was annoying that they kind of scripted it. But this wasn't a scripted moment. It was in the context of the game, but they were doing something from their heart and like a human interaction, and they would never have gone for each other in any sort of other circumstances in life. Like even if they sat beside each other on the plane, they probably wouldn't have started talking, or maybe they would because I think they're soulmates. But you know what I mean though? Like it was just a perfect alignment of two people that had to have this moment together. We got to witness it. That's what I love about it.
Yeah.
So good. It's so good. I get
so good
talking about it. Like
it's too good to ever have lasted. So that's the truth.
It's true. Oh, so true.
Like it's too amazing.
And you know, I also really like though how Wes and Evan were razzing on her a little bit and like, you know, kiss me, you know, like they're just teasing her. I also like seeing those bonds as well. Like you could tell that these guys, they also really like DM and like they want to see her happy. I'm gonna cry. But like that's what I love about reality TV is seeing. I love the bonds and the friendships and like just people that would never meet under any other circumstances getting to see these life bonds be created, you know, and like they're soul friends. They're in like a little bubble of people that it's like a chance meeting. It's fate. I don't know. I find it really fascinating and it's really moving. One of the reasons why I'm loving Love Island is some of these relationships. I'm like sick. You guys have such a good relationship.
I have started watching Love Island. I have a couple more episodes to catch up on. So at this point, I'm at the point where they had the Casa Amor thing where they brought in the other people and it's almost like a soap opera, this show, where it's like I keep thinking the next episode's going to get to this other point and then it never happens yet. Like it's just like, okay, give me the next thing. But anyways, I'm obviously addicted. And so now I think maybe in the next episode, they'll be deciding to come back, or I don't know what the twist, I don't even know what the rules are. Like literally, I don't even understand. It just is like whatever it is. But I think their time separately or with their other people is coming to an end at this point. So I think the next episode I watch will be like whatever's next.
Okay, you're getting close. So you're probably like 7 episodes behind. Good.
Oh, 7 still? Woo! Okay.
I mean, well, maybe a little bit less. So we're on tonight is a recap of a recap. So I think tonight's episode 24. And so
I think I'm on like 17.
Yeah. So that's
okay. Yeah.
So 6 or 7 behind.
I got some more work to do.
Yeah, get caught up because like tomorrow's should be good. Things are pretty wild right now. But I think the recap episode, it's been our most watched episode when we do the recap. Like it's 2 hours long and it's pretty wild.
Woo, okay. Yeah. I'm pumped. Anyway, Sidebar. So we're on to the next.
You know how like they do their Caesars interlude? Like that was our Love Island interlude.
Oh yeah. Oh my God.
During the duel, we'll just talk a little bit about Love Island and then back to episode 12. So what the heck happened in this one? So I love how like the even number of episodes, they start off with the club scene. Like it just seems like it's on clockwork. Like they go to the club like on the girls' night, you know?
Yeah.
And we see our couple now actually starting to get a little bit more close, and she's kind of sitting on him, and they're smooching in and out, you know, like they're becoming a little bit more of a couple, and she's feeling more comfortable kissing. And she did say that the one thing that's great about kissing someone for the first time is that you get to kiss them over and over again, which is probably why I kiss people on the first date, because I want to kiss people over and over again. I don't want to wait. And they were strategizing. So we never really think of CT as a strategist. Like, what were you thinking about his strategy and what he was talking about here, if he was talking about anything?
I mean, his strategy right now is all about Diem. He's trying to get rid of Jody because he knows Jody will always beat Diem in the final.
Mm-hmm.
So all of his mind right now, in my mind, is just towards like, how can I flirt with Diem? How can I be with her? How can I help her win? Because he's not worried about himself.
No. I mean, she's worried about him going in, but like, I don't think anybody's going to really come for him.
No.
Not really. Okay, low key, I love that Keena was smoking in the club. Like, it's so real. It's so life. Like,
I love it. It's so way back playback.
Back in 2005, I was bartending at this hip hop club in Montreal, and like I would be smoking cigarettes and bartending like in the club, like I just have it hanging out of my mouth, like making drinks. Like it was just like it's not a big deal. Like you smoked while you worked.
That's so crazy to me.
It don't make sense. Like, why would they need to leave and go outside for a smoke when you can smoke in the club? I just always had a cigarette going, like at the bar, you know. It's like, right? It was great. Like,
that's such a look. Like, I'm obsessed with that.
So was the thing back then. Like even way back before I moved to Montreal, we would still be able to smoke when we're at the bar. Like it's just like I'd be at this big main bar, whatever, and like have my just like nobody's coming, you know, just having a cigarette while waiting for customers. Like, yeah, what would you like? Like, you know what I mean? Like
why how things have changed.
Right? I mean, I remember when they originally changed, I was actually pretty pissed off because I was like, nobody cares about the non-smokers. The non-smokers don't drink as much and they don't tip as much. So why are we bending over backwards to accommodate people that suck? That's what I used to always say though. It's like we wouldn't go to a non-smoking club because non-smokers sucked. Like so what we're not catered. Like, tell them to go somewhere else, you know? Hi, Blade. How are you? You just got off work. We just started talking about episode 12 of The Duel, and we both say thank you for your resource. It made it very easy to do our homework.
So much, man. Thank you so much.
So good, eh? I was like, what did I do to deserve this?
Yeah, it's a gift, truly.
It's such a gift. Fanta even was like, she was like shocked.
Yeah.
Man, so obsessed. So yeah, love seeing some Keena smoking. And so she also says to Anissa when Anissa came around that she wasn't planning on voting for her. And so do you think it's just because she feels that Svetlana's weak, or like she doesn't want Anissa to be calling her out? Like why? Yeah, okay. That makes sense.
That's what I think it is for sure.
So they get their T-Mobile sidekick, and it's supposed to be for a smashing good time is what the next challenge is going to be all about. I didn't remember what this challenge was at all. But the girls were all talking about Jody being Superwoman and that the fact that she's never seen a duel because everybody's just afraid of her. And so funny, like when you just look at her, she doesn't seem like that much of a beast. But like when she gets out and doing these challenges, it's like she's just unstoppable. Like, what do you think it is?
Also a lot taller than the other girls.
It is. I can't really tell height.
She's got strength. I mean, I'd like to see her against someone like Laurel, you know what I mean? But she seems to have quite a bit of strength.
Do we know anything about what she's been doing since like her time in the? No?
I haven't heard anything about her. To me, she was always boring.
Yes, I mean, she didn't really have anything go on with her.
No.
Like, give us some tea, people. Is there any tea about Jody? I want to hear it.
Jody T.
So the challenge is actually called Icebreaker. It's going to be all male and all female heat. And they actually have repeated the challenge similarly in season 35. So
yeah,
basically what they had to do is they get all these different ice blocks and they had to chip it down, and whatever shards of glass fall through into their container, they're going to weigh that, and whoever has the best weight at the end is going to take the W. And so they did a similar challenge was pretty epic with Jenna and Tori, where they had to smash away these, I don't know, blocks of stuff and put the different shards into their wheelbarrow, and they had to dump it into something where they're measuring height. So I wonder then maybe if it would have been better if they were to weigh it, if that would have been more, and like have a time frame. What do you think is a better strategy?
They should have weighed it. I agree.
And like just have a certain amount of time?
Yeah.
Because it wouldn't.
I don't know. Or the way they had to bring it over in the barrel. I mean, I don't know. Maybe that they could be pouring it onto a weight.
Yeah, I think I agree with that. Because
like weight, it ding ding dings, you win.
That's true. First one gets to, because like even when I was looking at the line, like, you know, there's some blocks that were like a little bit under the line, a piece of wood or whatever it was, like, you know what I mean? It didn't seem fully level for either of them, you know what I mean? So it was very difficult to be able to tell if someone actually won or not. So I think if it was
exactly
a container that they had to, you know, bring their wheelbarrow over and dump it into, I think that would have been a little bit more accurate, we'll say.
Agreed.
Like, she lives in Germany. Oh, she was on Challenge Mania a few months ago. Blaine, that's some tea. Okay. If you ever find any Challenge Mania, I'm going to look and see if I can find any footage from that. But I would love to hear what she's up to. Any of the old school people, like, honestly, I just don't even know. I know that Kenny, he does a lot of like fitness stuff on like Instagram.
Yeah. I think he's like a trainer or something.
Something like that. Nothing else. So it's a female duel day, and they are going to win some more of these golf clubs. I think they got a sale on these Callaway golf clubs and lessons, because this is at least the second time they've received.
Yeah, these prizes are hilarious.
Oh, and yeah, and the other prize from last episode was that Ultimate NHL kit. I'm like, they already had that as well. So I would like to see them get a little bit more variety in their prizes, a variety in their Seiko watches. Like, I know that they were the thing at the time, but I don't know. They can have other sponsors or something.
I agree.
I think. Blaine says Kenny was just on the Mike Lewis podcast. Who's Mike Lewis? Do you know who Mike Lewis is?
No. Should I?
Blaine, you know so much info. Who is Mike Lewis? Please indulge us your insight. So first heat is obviously the guys, 4 guys. And Evan, no surprise. Like, Evan, I remember he just was winning, and that's probably why I really liked him so much, is because there's something about people that have an ego, but then they also back it up by doing well, that is very attractive. It's not just like being braggadocious for no reason. So
agreed.
Evan wins this. He has 19.6 pounds.
Wow.
The lowest actually was Brad, who had 15.05 pounds. So a good 4.5 pounds more than Brad.
Yeah. I like that they showed us how close people were,
which they haven't been doing in the challenges recently. We've been annoyed. We're like, we want to know who did better here or not, you know? And like, so I can be rooting for people or be like, oh, they're going to choke or they're not going to do better. Like, I want to be able to gauge what's happening a little bit better. That's part of my enjoyment.
Exactly.
They actually, in recent seasons, if they are showing the contestants and just not showing the footage, or do you think they're just like not sharing all the stats?
I think they're just not sharing all the stats.
I would want to know that even if I was playing. I want to know, like, okay, they did well. Oh, they threw it. Oh, like, you know what I mean? I want to be able to speculate as to why people.
Agreed. 1,000%.
So not happy. So one thing Svetlana was saying was that she's been allowing herself to give up. And so I was kind of like, wow, like, she's been doing so well, but she's also still allowing herself to give up. And it's good that she's having this like reflection and like being able to, you know, see that's something that she's doing. And so It's probably why you stand her so much, is that she knows that where her shortcomings are and that she wants to like do better.
Yeah, like it's like I'm disappointed, but then she's always like, "No, I have to compete. I have to compete." And I'm like, "Yes, girl."
So out of the girls, she actually did quite well. She was still in third place, but Jody takes the win as we expected. She had 9.75 pounds. Second up was Kina, which was surprising because she's so small, but she has 9.4. And then Svetlana with 9.35 pounds. The lowest actually was DM with only 7.2 pounds. So I was actually surprised that DM did that poorly, but
she was moving kind of slow.
But I wasn't mad at that order, you know. I wouldn't have minded if Svetlana took the W for that one. That would have been nice. So Jody says, "If you can't beat me. I'm sorry." I'm like, oh gosh.
Yeah, that's a moment of respect. I agree. Like, but she's not like for sure dominating. Oh, he's a YouTuber.
Okay, I'm gonna look him up for sure. Have you started the Road Rules season? What? Oh, we should do a preseason podcast with the season 36. Blaine, has it been confirmed, the cast list, or is it still speculation? Because if it's been confirmed, like these are the people that started filming already. We will do next week. We will do a cast assessment. And also, Blaine, do you know what date the new season is supposed to start? You're the best. Well, that'll be good though. We'll get the band back together. Me, you, Fanta. We can talk about our people. Maybe we'll do a draft to make things a little bit. Oh yeah, let's get the draft in. Fanta paid me the money,
and you guys will pay me the money.
Oh, you think so?
Nah, I don't have the best judgment.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know with this new cast. Like, I just had a feeling like Johnny Bananas and Jenny, like they are just very consistent. And I just thought that they were going to do well. And I didn't actually think they were going to win, but I thought they would do well and get me a lot of points, you know?
But now you
get the whole shebang.
Yeah.
Anyways, what else? Anything else happened this episode other than the actual duel? No.
Not really, no.
So, however, it fizzled out. Svetlana is the last pick, obviously, and she chooses Kina. Kina's the smallest. I wouldn't be surprised if she chose Kina or DM, but I think DM is just more likable than Kina, so exactly. I'd probably take her because you'd be pissed off with her face, you know? And they're going to be playing Push Me. And so Svetlana has already had experience with this. She did win by a DQ, but she did win. And so she knows, though, what it's going to take to be able to beat Kina. So I think that her coming in with a little bit of knowledge there was a good thing for Svetlana.
Yeah, not to mention, like, Beth was a lot larger than Kina, so it was going to be easier.
And she was holding her own quite a long time with Beth. So yeah, I thought that she definitely had an upper hand for this competition. So they do it, and Kina gets a cramp. So at the end of the whole thing, Svetlana was feeling as though Kina was faking her injury. What did you think about this? Like, do you think she had a cramp?
You can have a cramp, but like she's just being so extreme about it, and I think she was playing it up so that because she was so embarrassed. Like she was so embarrassed that she lost. She was so pissed and upset that she lost. I'm not saying she wasn't injured at all, but like I think she was more upset.
Oh, he's talking about Road Rules.
Yeah, he's asking because he sent us the.
Yeah, sorry, I was thinking that you're mentioning the new season of the challenge.
Yeah.
So no, I haven't started Road Rules yet, but I do want to know the timeline of the challenge because I don't want to
overlap.
Yeah, I just might have too many things going on, so I need to set out a schedule. Like we were debating on whether we want to just watch a full season and just do our thoughts about the whole season. Yeah, we were debating that, but we were most likely going to do that at the end of this.
Exactly.
I need to see what the timelines are, Blaine, to see when the next season of the challenge is starting. I'll figure out when we'll be finished doing the duel and see if we can fit it in or how we can make that work. Oh yeah, the cast is confirmed. Okay, there are a few people DQs. Okay, or they and they had to bring back the first eliminated people.
Okay, don't give us any more spoilers. That's so exciting.
I don't know who they were, but that's interesting. I mean, Road Rules Extreme. Yeah. I know. Sorry, Blaine. Yes, I read that wrong. I just assumed that you were talking about something different. Yeah, we'll probably watch Tori's season though. That would be fun. Obviously there's short episodes and there's probably like 16 of them as opposed to like 25. And so we could probably do a binge and then do a recap. I just don't know if I have time to watch it right now. Love Island takes up a lot of time because it's every day. And so, yeah, I don't really have that much extra time to do it right now.
Yeah.
Blaine. Oh, wait. Who's this? Rookies are Amber. Okay, so she's actually on it from BB6 and Amber, Are You the One? Some guy from America's Got Talent and a wrestler, Michi. I've been hearing about Michi, I think, from Ryan Popolo that talks on Rob as a podcast, but I don't know who he is.
I don't know much about him at all yet.
Two British girls. I don't remember. Okay. I'm going to look up the cast list. That's something I could definitely do, though, is do a cast assessment before the season starts, but it just depends on timing. You know that. So, yeah, Kina, I think she was playing it up because she was embarrassed that she lost against Svetlana. I think that Svetlana clocked her on it because she won fair and square. Kina gave up. Svetlana won. She won. Won. There was no debating. I don't care if your foot hurt. Like maybe Svetlana's foot hurt. You know what I mean? Like maybe Svetlana got a cramp. She just didn't say anything about it. So
exactly.
I think that she was putting on a bit of a show. You're, like you said, embarrassed that she lost to Svetlana when people are saying that she's weak and she has no heart and all that stuff. And so, sorry, Kina, too bad, so sad. And so this is what I was talking about at the end where she was crying to Brad and Brad was being like, oh my God, like, don't worry, like, you're great. You know, he was kind of talking to her like a boyfriend.
I don't know. I feel like maybe, but I feel like he's just kind of like that.
Okay, maybe.
Because he's also like that with Svetlana. He's pretty like.
Well, he even said "I love you" to, not like "I love you," but he said like "kiss," like "I love you," or she said it. And I think he said it back.
Well, maybe it was such a boring romance they didn't want to show us.
I mean, I'm gonna actually look up some more old school spoilers because I'm sure there's stuff that happened. Maybe we even knew about it. We just don't remember. And Natalie from Survivor. Yes, I know. We're both excited.
We love her so much. We love her
from Survivor. I would love it also if like her sister was there, but I think her sister is starting a family right now, so she's more in mom zone. But I'm excited to see Natalie from Survivor, and if Jay's there, that'd be cool if they had like a little bit of an alliance or something. Challenge She said it's a pair season, so maybe they are paired. Maybe Team Survivor's paired, or like, do you think it's Rookie?
I know all the pairings, but I can share that with you at a later time.
Oh, so then you know the cast.
Yeah, I know the cast.
Okay, like it's like official. Okay, cool. Well, do you have any other things to say about this particular episode?
No, it was a good episode. I was happy for Svetlana again, and how she's like, I just gotta beat everyone to get to the end. I'm like, maybe you gotta.
And what I also really like, and I say it every week, you say it every week, is that they get a lot of stuff in a short little episode, and I am satisfied. Like, I'm enjoying it. I don't feel like it's too long and nothing happens. Like every episode, it's 21 minutes, and it has the beginning, middle, and end. I get my duel at the end of it. Like, you know, girls elimination or guys elimination. I get the club scene. Like, I get the kiss. Like, I feel like I get enough that it doesn't, like, I don't mind it being an hour and 14 minutes or an hour and a half. Like, I don't mind that. But I like these cliffhangers for nothing when there's so much they can get done in 20 minutes. I want to see more in that hour and a half, you know?
Agreed. So
maybe they'll go and take a look at this podcast and they'll hear our words. I don't think they care. It's individual elimination, so partners can change. What does that mean? So
it just means that there's like guys pairs with girls, and then they have to go against another pair, but the guys go against each other and the girls go against each other. So if the guy wins and a girl from the other pair wins, then they're a new pair.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
That's cool. I like that. it could be like a tactic could be that you throw somebody in that you want their partner or something like that. Like you hate your partner, so you go against like the guys, so like you can, switch up the partners hopefully if the girl wins.
True.
Yeah, I wonder if it's going to be the Red Skull twist, or they decided like, okay, no, never again, Red Skull. Slash, casuals love the Red Skull twist.
The Red Skull's back.
Okay.
That's what I've heard.
Brazil thinks it was an epic twist. So I was like, epic? No, need to be workshopped? Yes. Has some good elements to it? Yes. But I would have preferred the rookies having to go in. Like, you know what I mean? Like, regular dynamic, I would have preferred a little bit better. But I don't mind it. And I hope that they've fixed all the kinks that I found annoying about it.
Agreed. So,
Belaine, do you have anything else that you want to say about this episode? Obviously, other than we love nostalgia, the challenge. Yeah, it's especially this season. It's so good. I love seeing DM. I love seeing CT. It's making me want to talk about love and get all gooey. I haven't told you, Michelle, but Brazil and I, and maybe if you want to be part of the conceptualization of this, is that we kind of want to start like an online dating show where like we would vet people and like have like, what your likes or dislikes or whatever, and like play like icebreaker games and play like, the snatch game of love type stuff, and like just have like episodes where we would have people that would be on a dating show, and like everyone would have maybe their bachelor number one, but if they both like each other, we would maybe then give them their further information, like their email or something like that.
That sounds great. Sign me up. I'll participate.
Participate?
Yeah.
Yes. So good.
I will. Why not?
About doing, because like we want like the fun part about like the different games, and we want everybody to find love, including ourselves. And it would be a great way to have people like watch. Maybe there's 10 contestants each week we do the show, and it would all be people hopefully that maybe astrologically they would work, or they have whatever. We do the best to have everybody in that week's group of people potentially be interested in the other person, and play some icebreaker games. Like, what the fuck? So fun, right?
That'd be so fun.
Yeah, that's what we're working on. So if you want to be a contestant, you're in no matter what. And if you want to help us host ever or do anything like that too, you are in no matter what. So, yay. That's it. Anybody else? Anybody? Are you doing anything online right now, Michelle? Like anything you want people to follow you, or?
You can follow me. My handle's right there. But nothing too crazy going on yet.
You doing like an online show? No.
Yeah, I'm going to be on this new dating show that Chantele is doing.
I meant like an actual musical, but
no, not yet.
And for me, you guys know the T, but I'll tell you anyways, at Shan Fran, or at Reality Realnesss with 3 S's, at Reality Realness with 3 S's, but no second E on Twitter, and at Shan ___ Fran on Twitter. And remember, can you please share Reality Realness with your friends, because we are trying to get 1,000 subscribers by October 18th, so we can start spamming TJ to come and chat with us about the duel or about the challenge season 36. Something. We want to have some clout so we can go in and get the real interviews that you guys want to see. And we love being interactive, so you will be able to kind of talk to these people because we will answer your questions. So let's just do it. Subscribe.
Yes.
Hit that like button, ring that bell, so every time we go live, you will be notified, and it'll be in your inbox. Last words? Deuces. Bye.